Howdy folks and welcome to Brain Rotters. Since this morning's What If's first episode premiere, we actually got some IGN coverage on What If episode 2, so let's talk about it. IGN confirmed in an interview with the head writer for the What If series, AC Bradley, that the next What If episode will be the Black Panther Star-Lord episode. He was talking about what a sad honor it was to have written lines for Chadwick Boseman prior to the late actor's death. Of course, he had no idea it was going to be Boseman's last performance in the MCU. All the same, next week's episode will end up seeing Chadwick Boseman back in action as Star-Lord. And from the footage, we can tell that he was picked up as a kid from Yondu. Yondu raised him in the Ravagers, and later in the episode, it seems like a really buff collector's getting his butt whooped by Yondu and T'Challa, Star-Lord, in the episode. And we know from the Captain Carter episode that this What If TV series absolutely knows what we want as fans when it comes to action. Anyway, we also got some footage of Ego picking up Peter Quill from the Dairy Queen in Missouri that we see in Guardians 2. Of course, Ego hired Yondu and the Ravagers to pick up Quill, and when they never returned, I guess Ego finally decided to go back to Earth, because you'll remember that Ego never returned to Earth a third time because of Meredith Quill, and how he would never leave if he stayed, even though he killed his mom. But anyway, the point is, we will see Ego come to get Peter, fast-track Peter's training, and show him his potential like we saw in Guardians 2. After that, Peter might join up with Ego to conquer the universe, or maybe he might become a battery like Ego used him for anyway in Guardians 2. Hey, you made this far, you might as well subscribe if you're new, as well as hitting that bell for notifications so you don't miss another video just like this one. Assuming that Ego and Star-Lord are even in this episode, we have to expect this episode to have a really killer soundtrack. I'm talking about another awesome mix to listen to. I can very well see the episode recycling songs from the original two Guardians movies, and in that case, I'd like to see Come and Get Your Love put to good use like it was in Guardians 1. We also see that T'Challa Star-Lord joins up with the ragtag crew of heroes later on in the series, so I don't expect episode 2 to be T'Challa Star-Lord's last appearance, and considering Captain Carter is talking to Doctor Strange Supreme, and we got to see her in her own episode as well, it makes me think that the show does have a linear way of telling this What If story like the entire MCU, which means we will get to see the Party Thor episode before this team up, we'll get to see the Daughter of Thanos Gamora episode before this team up, and more as well before. Speaking of this team up, I fully expect this to be the Contest of Champions, which is the game that the Collector and the Grandmaster play when they pit the multiverse's heroes against each other and villains against each other on different teams in a fight to the death. When it comes to episode 2's actual trailer, expected to come out in the next few days or so, at the latest this coming weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. What did you think of this breakdown? What did you think of maybe episode 2 being T'Challa Star-Lord? What do you think of T'Challa being Star-Lord in this? I want to hear all your thoughts about on episode 2. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.